You're listening to the RMTV Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the RMTV Podcast. Geordie and Olivia, how you going?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries. So today we've got a very special guest on, Olivia Lawne, former rugby league player, former referee, now you're a PE teacher. So let's track it back a bit. What made you fall in love with rugby league?
I think it all started in the primary school days. So Northmead Primary School, shout out to you. Yeah, just loved footy. We always used to play touch, Oztag in school, then started playing rugby league in school. My friend and I in an all-boys team. So just started from there, lived and breathed Parramatta, Eels.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it now, but yeah, it started from a young age, and then everyone around me was also major fans of the game, so that's where it all started.
Yeah, and obviously we met through the great game rugby league, playing for the Winston Hills Tigers. So you played in the boys' team, so tell us a bit about that. Like, how did that all come about?
Yeah, so played for school, as I mentioned, and then there was like flyers being handed out or something at school for rugby league. And I was like, Mum, like sign me up for this. A few of the boys I went to school with played too. And then Mum was a bit hesitant at the time. I was little, pretty small, went home, said like, Dad, we're signing her up. He's like, not happening. He didn't want me to play.
What was your dad's like sport of choice?
He was, back in Ireland, it was more like athletics more than anything. So he was a bit of a track athlete. Didn't like, Mum and Dad really had nothing to do with footy at all. Most people like know footy because of their parents, but yeah. So it was interesting. And then Mum convinced Dad. Dad ended up being the trainer as well for our team. So yeah, went to like a training session when I was 10. Absolutely loved it. I was the only girl there. And then, yeah, ended up playing for 3 years.
The question is, who was better, you or Presto? That's what everyone really wants to know.
Well, I was a halfback. He was a centre.
Yeah,
so you were.
Yeah, Liv was running the team. So to give you viewers a bit of a backstory to it, there was Liv, myself. We were on a comp in Div 4, so it was very tough division.
Hard life.
It was.
Yeah, but yeah, and Taylor Lasalle played in our team, who's now playing for the Sydney Roosters. So yeah, even he was playing in Div 4. So you know, you can still make it from any division.
The dreams are true. It can happen. Miracles.
Yeah, miracles do happen.
So how many years did you play with the boys? Did you stop because you just didn't want to play anymore, or was it because you couldn't play because you were a girl?
Yeah, no, that's right. So yeah, played for under 10s, 11s, 12s. I was the only girl with the boys team. I stopped because once you go from mod footy to international 13s, girls can't play with boys anymore, which is just due to like size reasons, growing up, stuff like that, which is understandable. So yeah, that was really disappointing because at the time, obviously 3 years of my mates being in my team and then being told like, you can't play. There was nothing at the time for me to go to either. So
and that was about 2013?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Great
year.
10 years Great year.
Yeah, the Chooks one.
Yeah, such a long time ago.
Mate, it was good. I remember, it was the last year we won the comp?
Yeah, it was.
I remember we kicked on the Northmead Bowl.
Yeah, our 12-4s grand final against Sevo.
That was our 7 Hills. And they had one girl on their team as well.
Yeah, and do you remember what happened that time?
I don't know.
All right, so we were at, picture this, the beautiful Kavanagh Reserve in Layla Park.
If you played in the Paracomp, you'd know it's opposite the train station.
Oh, anyway, I can't remember who won that game. This was just like a regular game, and we're all shaking hands at the end. And anyway, the refs had walked off. We were all shaking hands, and she just goes whack straight in my face.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, complete dog shot, like out of nowhere. After the game, no ref saw it. I was on the ground, like got back up. One of my mates, Kyle, like went to arc up at her, and then the other boys are like, no, like you can't do that.
It's the worst part because like normally, like if someone knocks out your halfback, everyone's just gonna all in, but it's like, oh shit, what do we do here? She's a female, we can't do that.
Yeah, so this other girl just out of nowhere, like just lost her shit and just gave me a whack, but yeah, no bad blood after that. We won in the grand final, so
We did. And that pitch,
we had the last laugh, yeah.
what I remember from that ground was the grass was so shit. You were playing on just dry
It wasn't
dirt.
really grass.
It was just like
Yeah,
concrete, eh?
it was.
Bit of dirt with a bit of green patched in there
Yeah.
every now and then.
And even worse was our international oval in Sevo,
Yeah. No, it was
where
shit.
we had our grand final, so
No, it was good to get a grand final win though. So
Yeah.
after that, what obviously you said you were disappointed.
yeah.
What did you do then? Is this when you went into refereeing
Yeah,
or
so at that stage, I was like gutted that I couldn't play anymore. And then one of my friends from the club, your mates with his brother, Liam Mills, he was a ref, and he
That's
said
right.
to me, "Hey, like, why don't you come and ref? Like that way you can still be in like the footy area. Like why don't you try it?" And at the time, like I was like a young girl. It's like I want to play, don't want to ref, but like I'll give it a go. See
Still
what
be a
happens.
part of the game
yeah,
still, eh?
yeah,
Yeah.
still be a part of the game. So anyway, went to ref for that year. So that was my first year. And at the same time, a few of my friends and I at Hills Bulls like sort of got the ball rolling for the girls comp of footy in the Hills area. So that year I played and refed. There was a few teams in it: Hills Bulls, Para Titans, Canley Heights, Canley Vale Dragons. I think that's the same thing. Cookers, whatever. We had a whole comp going, and so that whole year refed and played.
for the Bulls, Hills Bulls?
Yeah, Hills
Yep.
Bulls. So we had 2 teams. We even got that much interest. So we had like a and B team. It was such good fun. Like there was a girls comp actually like happened. So that was really good. And then after that first year, Mum was like, "All right, I'm sick of driving you around all weekend. You've got 2 sisters. Like they're just getting completely like neglected now. Choose one or the other. Like this is it. Like you're going to high school, this and that." I was like, fine. And then at the time, like you got paid from refereeing $20 a game or something. I was like, yep, I'll do that.
Good money back then.
Yeah, good money back then.
Especially in high school. It's like, this is quality.
Yeah.
So our grand final was actually at Wenny, Para
old ring
Titans
race.
Hills. Yep. Got abandoned at 18 all because there was an all-in brawl. So we
Love
never
that.
actually really won the comp. It was joint premiers.
Wait, hang on.
but,
All in the women's comp.
Yeah.
What started that? I need to know.
Alright, so what happened was it was 18 all. I had the kick to win it and I missed.
Ooh, low max.
And then anyway, there was like a bit of beef between a girl in our team and their team. So something was said on the bench at Wenny, like on those stands. And then these 2 girls came in, and then there was people just jumping the fence from everywhere. Completely, like there was 60 people. There was like cameras out recording everything.
shit.
Cops were called.
Oh, so it was at least a good one. Like, it was a good reason to
this
abandon
was
the
like,
game.
This was like under 14s or something. Like, grand final. So we got declared like joint premiers, and
So the ref called it off.
yeah, well, officials did. Like there was 60 people on this field, so
Yeah, and you just can't keep going. Once they start coming out of the stands, you got to go, all right, this is
yeah.
the limit.
So that was a bit anticlimactic. So that's how my footy career ended, on that high.
Yeah,
At least it
well,
wasn't
Went
a
out
grand
with a
final
bang.
loss, though.
No, it wasn't a loss.
That's what matters.
you
yeah.
finished in a mad brawl.
Yeah.
That's something. All right, well, let's touch on now your refereeing. So
Yeah.
you're the first female to ref a grade grand final. You refereed, you said about 90% men's to 10% women's. You were match official for New South Wales Metro Comps, Tasha Gale, Harold Matz, SG Board, Josie Flegg, across the Para District, and you had your 1 game in the NRLW.
Yeah.
So tell me, how was that like starting off in that, and like talk about how was the pressure like in your first few games, the nerves? Just run me through it.
Yeah, it's really like I was really nervous at the start, just like anyone. It's like starting a new job pretty much.
And how old were you again?
I would have been about 14. Yeah, 14. So pretty young, and like you start obviously doing like under 6s, 7s, 8s on the small field, but just being out there by yourself, having just read like the quick few rules of the game and like having to blow a whistle and tell people what to do. Pretty daunting. And in the lower ages, like the coach or trainers out there with the kids.
Mm.
So they're like right there and they're seeing everything and having their say. And so, yeah, starting was pretty hard. That was probably like the hardest part.
Did you
just
have
getting used to that?
even like the under 6 or 7s? Did you have any parents that were just giving you lip?
That was, honestly, I've done every age from under 6s to A grade, and I can tell you the younger, the worse.
I would agree. Like, from my baseball background,
Yeah.
I agree 100%. The young ones are always the worst. It's like, why?
It was, honestly, like, I was traumatized at the time, like 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s on the mini, like, 30-meter field was honestly just the worst. Like, the parents, the trainers on the field.
It's
There
terrible.
was just absolute, like, you couldn't win. And they had this rule back then. I'm not sure now if they have it. It was called, like, the chance rule in under 7. So if the ball, like, if they ran out, you bring it back in and you say, oh, it's chance. And, like, you do it for one team, you do it for the other. And then, like, there was just massive, like, blow-ups about that.
Everyone's sucking, oh, no, they
like,
ran
they
out, we
didn't
want
know
the
the
ball.
rule. And then, yeah, it comes back to me. So
I don't think the chance would be around anymore. I think it'd be
Nah.
just stick to the rules.
Let's
Are you
keep
sure?
it simple.
Are you sure it's not around?
We don't
It
need no
could be.
participation stuff here.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
So, like, you ref 200, how many games? 240 odd games?
A bit lower, I think 220, around that. Yeah.
220. So, obviously, you refed up until last year?
Feb this year.
Wow. So, like,
Yeah.
we'll dive into it.
Yeah.
What was some of the moments on the field? We'll touch on the best moments soon, but some of, like, the worst moments where you just wanted to give it up and, like...
Want to dig yourself into that hole and
Like, you said some of the parents. Like, what about the players?
To be fair, I never really ever had a major issue with a player.
All right.
Like, honestly, the only thing you'd cop that was bad was from, like, trainers or the crowd. Players were always pretty good. I will say that. Maybe it is because I'm female. They had more respect. I feel like sometimes that was the case, but
Or they were scared that if they said something, they'd
Yeah.
get punished even harder.
no, but they also, I had a reputation of not copying a single thing. So if anyone did give it to me, like, I have the power of sin bin and send off. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'd just bin anyone who said something like,
Did you ever give, like, one player, like, a good gobful? Like,
oh, all the time.
yes, that's
all
what we
the
love.
time.
I love that out of officials.
Yeah. No, the thing is, like, yeah, I'd talk to them. Like, if they'd give it to me, I'd give it straight back. I'd be like, you have a chance now to, you know.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah,
Like,
shut your mouth. That's what I'd say. Like, shut your mouth or you're sitting down. So
How
after
many,
that, they're
how
pretty
many
good.
send-offs you reckon you've given
Send-offs.
across your career? Or the sin bins would be a few, wouldn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I could count on... No, I couldn't count on my fingers. with
Is there like
but-
a really good one that just sticks out where you're just like, nah, bro, you're done. See you, you're off.
Yeah, I think I got an absolute mouthful from, would have been maybe an under 16s kid. And anyway, he'd been binned.
Was he Galvin?
Yeah, Lockie Galvin back in the juniors.
Oh no, I didn't referee him at all. But I'd sent a guy, I sin bin someone, and for whatever it was, can't remember. And then he turned around as he was walking off and had the last word, and I was like, all
What do
right.
you say to you?
Oh, probably something C word.
He done the
right.
James Tarmow.
Probably,
the classic.
yeah. Probably the classic C word. And then I was just like, if you get called that and it's on, like, mic, if it's on mic or it's not, it's a send-off. You don't cop that. So that was easy for me.
Jeez.
And then, yeah, I think there was further issues with him. He got a long time, I'm pretty sure.
Sounds
for that.
like he was the nicest bloke on the team, obviously.
What was there like a specific team that like you'd see your sheet midweek or something and be like, oh fuck, I've got to ref this team.
Do I have to? Do I have to?
I will say
Did the club
that
have a bad reputation out there or?
I will say that the clubs in the Parramatta district that you think would be respectable are the worst ones. That's what I will say. So the areas where typically you think are pretty rough, they actually had a
Bit
lot
more
better.
respect.
Yeah, I will say that. A lot of people will probably be surprised by
A bit
that.
more humble maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just always got, treated better in some areas than others. So
What was your best moment on the field refereeing?
on field, it's a tough one. I'd probably say like my A grade grand final. That was a big milestone.
Where was that at?
At Wenny.
At Wenny.
Yeah, that was at Wenny. So yeah, that was a big game. Like I was the first female to do that game. The game itself was pretty anticlimactic. I'm pretty sure it was like 50-10 or something. So it was a flogging. So it didn't really feel like
it's not like you
it
had
wasn't
to
a hard
like,
game to
no,
ref.
it wasn't a hard game. And then I'm sitting there like questioning myself, like, is this me that's like affecting this game at all? But it wasn't. Like it was just so one-sided that.
And you're just sitting there as a passenger going,
yeah.
Like, am I doing my
just,
job right?
Yeah, exactly. It's all happening, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do here. Like, they're playing footy, they're getting smashed in a grand final.
That's embarrassing enough as is.
Yeah, no, but it was really good. Like the week leading up to that, and all the hype and everything.
Yeah,
so that was a good memory.
What have you ever caught off a game?
Yeah, I have. I think there's probably only been 2 of those.
So not many.
No, not many. They're usually pretty good, but I think this one again was in an area you wouldn't expect.
What area?
I'm not going to say
She
that.
cannot say for legal reasons.
Yeah.
Nice try though.
I won't
Presto.
comment on that, but in an area that you'd think is a good family club. It was probably an under 14s game. Former NRL players' kids in this team. Couple of them.
That says a lot. That says
We could throw names, but we won't.
no, but you know
we
what?
could,
That
but
makes sense. Just saying that.
Put 2 and 2 together. There's a couple that have sons. So, yeah, I think, I don't know what happened. Just crowd trainers were not agreeing with the calls. It wasn't even a flogging, nothing. And then I think these 2 guys in the crowd just absolutely went at me. And then I went over to the ground manager. I'm like, you warn them. You warn like the team. They have like a chance to clean it up. So I went over to the officials, and on this day, ground managers are always really, really good for referees. But this day, this guy sort of was just walked over to them and was like,
didn't care. Got given the vest.
Didn't really care. He was for the team I was copying it from. So yeah, he really didn't do much. And then they went again, and that's when like our rules are to, if they have a chance and they don't clean it up, like it's done. So I ended up calling that game off.
So do you call that game off, or do they forfeit because of those parents? I'm just curious.
So what happened was the game's called abandoned, and then whatever the score was remains, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But that team also had to name the 2 offenders. So yeah, there's like a code of conduct.
Yeah, the player code of conduct and all
that.
that.
So I fill that in for the spectators. They actually had like a week to name those 2 people, and if they didn't, their team wasn't playing until they did.
I love that.
Yeah. So no, Para District, probably all of New South Wales Rugby League, they have really good policies around that for refs. And anyway, I don't think they played for a couple of weeks because they just wouldn't give
name and shame.
Yeah, they wouldn't name and shame. So that was on them. And
imagine being that, like you're that tough. You're talking to the referee. How old were you at that time?
I was maybe 17.
Okay, so technically still underage.
Yeah.
You're shit talking an underage referee in an underage game, and those kids now have to forfeit. I'm presuming it was a forfeit for say 3 weeks because you don't want to man up and grow some balls and just be like, yeah, all right, I fucked up, I done the wrong thing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It shows you how much they try and live through their kids.
Yeah.
Do you feel like those moments when you're reffing, like your brain just gets all just foggy and you can't concentrate and just do your job?
Yeah, definitely. Like 90% of the time, I don't even hear any other noise than what's happening in front of me, right? But yeah, on this day, like I didn't have touchies. The fence was pretty close to the field or the rope. And yeah, I don't know, I must have been having like a bad day or something as well at the time. Cause
Para probably lost the night.
They probably did. They probably disappointed me again.
Again and again and again.
No, like I have pretty thick skin. I always have. But yeah, just this day I was just hearing everything.
Kind of like a bit of a fuck you.
Yeah, and I was just like, you know what? Like, I'll give you a chance. This was after copying it for probably like 10 minutes or so, after every decision I'd make. And then I was like, no, like I'm not dealing with this. Last game of the day as well. After doing we used to do like 5
I was going to say,
games.
how many games have you done in that day? Because that's probably another factor as well. You're that
definitely.
tired, you're that fatigued. You're just like, I can't be bothered.
So in Parramatta, we'd be doing like 6 games back to back.
Shit.
So
yeah.
you'd be raking in the bucks, $20 each game.
Yeah, I know.
Just
Balling.
this is my official brain for my umpiring. How much of a break do you get between games? Is it like 15 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
So you don't even
If
get
that.
a chance to refresh and
No,
be like, all
that's
right,
if
go again.
that's if the games are on time. Yeah. So pretty much like you'll do like under 9s at 9 a.m. till like 2 o'clock. Be doing under 14s or whatever it is. So yeah, it was probably. I think it was the end of the day, and I was just like, you know what? After being here all day, I'm not copying that.
Yeah,
So,
no, fair.
Yeah.
The RMTV podcast is brought to you by FDS Eyewear. FDS Eyewear is your one-stop shop for quality, affordable eyewear. With the latest lens technology and weekly eye testing services, FDS Eyewear provides competitive rates over the larger optical retailers. Visit their store at Wentworthville Plaza, just a short drive from Parramatta.
What was your favourite memory from refereeing? Would it have been maybe the NRLW?
Yeah, that's definitely up there. That was really awesome moment for me in my career, and that's probably I'll talk on it later. But I was happy to leave it at that after doing that game. But probably all the trips that I got while refereeing. There was lots of country trips, interstate trips up to Queensland for like the women's nationals comp. Last year I went to Fiji for the Fiji Nines, so that was probably that was honestly one of the best trips I've ever had. We were there for like 3 nights and just refereeing Fijian football. It was awesome.
Worst places to go for a
definitely.
sporting trip.
Yeah.
Makes me jealous of the nationals I went to for baseball. None of them were as good as Fiji.
Yeah, no, it was
Where'd
honestly.
you go to,
it
mate?
was great.
Campbelltown?
I went to Geelong. I went to friggin' Adelaide. Like, nothing as good as Fiji.
Yeah, no, that was honestly just such a great trip. The Fijian people are amazing. So
And did
Really
you go a
good.
bit viral over in Fiji? What was all that about?
yes, I did. Yeah, my famous Jared Hayne celebrity crush moment.
So someone asked you. So who is your NRL celebrity crush? Is it still Hayne?
I might have to say someone else. See
Just
if
for
it-
legal
just-
reasons?
Yeah,
or?
for legal reasons.
Yeah.
See if it goes viral. I'd probably say Scott Sorensen.
Scott
He's
Sorensen.
No, you know what? No, he's a common one that I
Yeah.
feel like people just do it, but
He's a bit under the radar. So
he's got the body. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
definitely.
Because he was under the radar. He went from Sharkies. He was doing his thing and then bang, he
He
blew
was
up.
about to piss off to England. Like, he was taking up an offer to England. Next thing you know, Cleary calls and goes, "Hey, I'd like you to come and trial." And he's like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah.
So tell us
Don't
about
mind him.
Casey Badger. Did she hand you was it your debut jersey for?
Yes.
So talk us through that day. How was that?
Yeah, so Casey Badger was a Parramatta referee.
Mm.
She came through Parramatta, just like I did. I think she might have done one game away from the A grade final at Para, so she was really close. She basically broke every record in Parramatta as the first female to do so, and then obviously
You were
went on-
chasing a tail.
yeah,
Except for the A grade, you got that over her.
yeah, that's it. But she obviously went on to the NRL and she's killing it. She was one of my coaches in the New South Wales program. Yeah, she's awesome. She actually, not many people probably know this, but she wrote the NRL law book. She does all that and she knows the game better than anyone does. So
Okay.
Lives
Yeah.
and breathes it.
yeah, no, it was really cool. Yeah, both her and Gavin, they know everything about footy. So you can't question them on anything.
It's pretty smart, though, given, like, Gavin's role's now working for, where's he at, South now? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of smart.
I think
No,
he was working
yeah.
with the Blues as well.
He's working with the Blues. He's worked at West. I think
There'd be
he's
one
at-
person
Yeah.
who would question them, and that's Cameron Smith, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because he's their boss.
Yeah, no, they both live and breathe football. And yeah, for Casey to hand that to me was pretty cool. She was my coach on the day as well. So
And was that your
It's good
last
having her
ever
there.
game?
no,
Officially?
it wasn't. No.
So when was your last one? Where was that at?
My last one was, I think it was the 9th of Feb this year down in Canberra. I always joke to my coach that I've never gone to Canberra. So everyone would have, like, we went all the way from, like, country up to Cessnock, Canberra.
It's always fun just ticking off different
Oh,
runs.
I've been to every stadium in Sydney many times. Not Allianz, though.
She's got to come out of retirement for
Yeah.
the Allianz now.
Who knows? I
Or
might
maybe,
have to-
maybe just come in the Chook Pen when Paravis
Yeah,
Chooks.
all right.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah, no. But it'll be funny because we'll win and then she'll be upset. And it's just,
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
we'll
even
see.
doggies, because your partner goes for the dogs.
Belmore's a good field to referee at. It's really good.
So talk to me about, like, obviously your last game, were you emotional or you were happy to give it up?
Yeah, it was a bit bittersweet. I've done it did it for 10 years. So that's a big chunk of my life. People don't realise the commitment that it is. The training, the travel, the whole responsibility of it. Like players get their whole schedule for the year. They know what day they're playing, their buys, etc. But refereeing, you find out on the Tuesday before that weekend.
Wow.
So you knew going into that game that was it. Like you were done after that.
Yeah, I'd made my decision at the time. I'll talk on that. But yeah, I was like, all right, Canberra, it's my last game. My partner and his mum came down with me too, so that was nice. I think it was a Laurie Daly or Andrew Johns game. Yeah, so nice. Pretty good footy, good game, tough game. But yeah, that would have been my last. So
yeah, nice.
Yeah,
so obviously you're not refereeing now.
Yeah.
What are you doing now? What's your obviously work? You're a PE teacher,
yes,
so you're a sports head pretty much. So you still sports on the weekend?
Yeah. Always been a sports head. Pretty much I came to a crossroads where I had to choose what career I was going to pursue, and I just bought a house. I was working as a teacher full time, having a second job on the side, so I just didn't have the time to commit to that, unfortunately. And yeah, something had to give. Didn't have much of a social life either, which is a big thing for me. So yeah, I just had to choose what would have been better for me. And obviously weekends are gone with refereeing both days, all weekend traveling. So yeah, toughest decision I've had to make, but the right one. But yeah, full-time teacher, playing a bit of soccer now, OzTag.
Yeah, nice.
Do you ever find if like the kids are playing touch and you pull the whistle out, it's like the old memories coming back?
It's always, oh, miss, can you ref? The boys suck, like always. But yeah, I'll do it 50-50. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, sure. Other times I'm like, nah, I'm done with that. That's my past. Those days are behind me, yeah.
So you mentioned earlier, so it was either your mum said to you, look, you got to either ref or play footy, right?
Yep.
If you chose to play footy, you could have been in the NRLW now. Do you ever think of that?
I actually do think of that, hey. There's a few times in the past couple of years where I've thought now with like all the women's football out there, like should I go back to A-grade park footy and give this a crack? I still feel like I'd have it in me, but I don't know. I haven't yet.
You're happy where you're at now?
Yeah. Soccer's been fun. I don't know. Who knows what the future... I won't rule myself out. If anyone wants to sign me...
Here we go.
Look at this golfer. She's been out of playing for 10 years and wants to come back for a contract.
Yeah.
So, we'll touch on the NRLW a bit. Like 10 years ago was... When did the NRLW start? Because it wasn't...
18 was the first year?
Yeah, so
18 was the first full year, and that was,
4 teams, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 4 teams. It was Broncos, St. George...
Roosters,
Chooks, and
New Zealand.
Warriors.
Yeah.
Warriors, yeah.
So, like, how do you see... Do you just sit back in awe and think how the game's grown within the women's?
Yeah, I know there's... Like, this is a hot topic at the moment with NRLW. Obviously, the women's quality isn't where the men's is right now. Obviously, due to women not having those opportunities back then. That's what it comes down to. But in comparison to other... sports, like
you can say AFLW.
Just the NRLW itself has so much funding, so there's so many opportunities for girls now compared to those other sports that it's awesome.
But you look at the follow-on effect, like Origin, for example. Like obviously you followed the women's game, so you see it go from one game to an actual 3-game series. Like the change and the effect that has on young girls.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. They're definitely paving the way, as I said, for, rugby league as well as all of these other sports that are out there. It's awesome. Just, even from the 1 to 3 games, it gives those opportunities for women to play. And all these NRLW players, they still have jobs and lives. It's a lot harder for them. But, there's definitely, we've come a long way. Yeah, there's still a long way to go. But, it's really good to see.
But even you look at it now, like the contracts, obviously at one point, like that first year, they were getting paid like $5,000 for a year or $10,000 if you're a top name player. Now, if you're a top name player, you're getting $60,000 to $80,000 a year, which, okay, it's not at the men's level and it will take time, but the fact that some of them are earning, 80 grand, that theoretically is their job now. They can actually afford to just play footy.
Yeah, that's it. And if you want the quality to improve, there needs to be that time for them to train, and if they have other jobs, they really can't be put in a position to do that. So
yeah, for sure. Especially with like trips and that, you go away and it costs wages and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think
absolutely.
Do you think the 12 teams is the right amount at the moment? Because you can see in the AFL, they matched it, like the men and women both had a team.
Was that a giggle over there?
No, I always think of this because I'm actually a big fan of how the NRL does it.
Yeah.
Because the AFL is like, it's dying at the moment. The AFLW is dying.
They're losing money every year, the AFL.
Yeah. Whereas the NRL, every year it's growing. That's why I giggle about it, because everyone like blasts the NRL for getting things wrong. But this is something they got right. They didn't rush it. They're making teams go into the Harvey Norman Women's Premiership first. So like South and Penrith are in there this year.
Yep.
Like they're doing it properly to make sure that the game doesn't die.
Yeah. No, I agree. The way that they do it, I think they add like a couple teams. They have a plan in place anyway, but I think the less teams you have, the better the quality. So
I think
for
12's
now,
good,
for now, I think they should have that amount for quite a while.
And just let it grow for a bit.
Because you need to develop the talent, right? The talent's not just going to pop up out of thin air. Otherwise, you're going to be pulling people that, respectfully, they're not at that level. It's the same
there was that game yesterday. There was like 50 plus points or something like that.
There's still going to be some floggings.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, there will. Yeah, there is in any sport, but I think 12 is a good amount for now. Yeah.
So I was going to ask you, the fitness when it comes to refs. Obviously, watching the NRL, NRLW, and you're always seeing the players running around. What's the fitness like for refs? Because even the touchies, just back and forward, back and forward.
Yeah, good question.
How tough was training?
Refereeing is 90% fitness. I will say that. And many people won't understand what it takes until you're actually doing it. But referees are fitter than 90% of the players. Like, I can hand on my heart say that right now. The fitness demands are honestly crazy, because it's not only the fitness, but having to think under fatigue, under pressure, whilst, touchies are in your ear, bunkers in your ear. It's crazy. So the fitness was a massive, massive part. It was something I struggled with at times. Obviously, there was only a couple of females with me doing it, and having to meet like the standards of the men's was so tough. But it all comes down to how much you want to train. So. And
it's a big perception thing with referees. Like, something we talk about in baseball umpiring is credibility. So if you haven't got the fitness and you're struggling to get back the 10, then you lose a lot of that credibility, don't you? So it makes it harder for anyone to, follow what you say.
Yeah, absolutely. There was always fitness benchmarks that you had to meet. So we did the 1.2K time trial like the clubs do. And there was, if you wanted to do this grade, you have to get under this time. So there was benchmarks that we had, and if you didn't get it, then that's on you.
So sad.
Yeah, exactly. So training was good. Yeah, obviously it was a lot of fitness. That was majority, and then we'd have like skills component, and then heaps of laws quizzes. Like, if you don't know your rules, like, why are you a ref? That was like our thing. Like, you have to know the laws. So
it's like the Bible of rugby league.
That's it. Yeah, Gavin Badger, our coach, was always big on that. He's like, I don't care how fit and fast you are. If you don't know the rules, then what are you doing?
Someone comes up and questions you, and if you can't give them the actual answer, like if you can't textbook go blah, 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 it just makes you look stupid then. If you're just making, it's like you're flipping the coin. Yeah,
definitely. Like, we got assessed after each game on video and, a report and stuff like that. And they would always say, we can cop like an incorrect call, as in like a forward pass knock on sort of thing. But if you have an error of law, so they call it like a mistake in the laws, like that's sort of unforgivable.
Big boo-boo.
Yeah.
Well, it was like the one.
Yeah, it's a cross.
It was like, I don't know if you saw this one, but one of the Chooks players scored up at Nui, right?
Yeah, the CY Wong try.
And by law, his hand was still like with the ball, so it was a try. But then everyone's like to knock on, right?
Yeah.
And they're like some of the calls, like you think, is it going to be a no try or try? But at the end of the day, it just goes back to the rule book, and the ref awards it a try, and all the fans are blowing up and commentators. But
there's lots of grey area, especially with all this video now. as well.
I was going to ask you about the technology. Do you reckon the technology has made it worse because there's more scrutiny, or do you think it's better because it means theoretically there's less mistakes because of, varying factors? Like that try that CY Wong scored, everyone was like, nah, it hit his hand, when it's like, no, it hit his wrist and rolled down, but he kept contact. That's why they gave it.
Yeah, I think it has been causing issues. I think it's come in way too much.
Do you
in
think,
my opinion? Yeah.
Do you think like you're just a bit of a park footy like traditionalist? Like,
yeah, park footy's like so good. Hey, it's relaxed. There's no video replay where everyone can see you stuff up the knock on and
it's
grounding.
just like if you give it a try, that's it. You move on.
Yeah, even like back in the day, like 20 years ago, footy, they had like the one video ref and it's try or no try.
Yeah.
There's not 20 angles and a captain's challenge and this and that.
And they slow it down. And a few years ago, I don't know what year it was, but it was so bad. It was a few years after the bunker came in. Sometimes 5 minutes. They'd slow it down, this angle.
Yeah.
But I think they made that adjustment because that was back then where literally, I don't know if it was KFC that paid for it, you can confirm or deny that, but everything went to the bunker. Every single, like a guy could pick up an intercept, run 90 meters, and they would still go to the bunker.
That's right, yeah.
And it's like, are you like the guys picked it out of middle of the air, run 90 meters? Why are you going the bunker for? Like,
yeah. I also don't like now how they can award the try, and then it goes back. I'm like, isn't that just a waste of time? Like,
but don't you think that takes away from like what you were saying, Preston? Because then it takes away from that everything goes to the bunker because of that little bit of doubt, whereas you can go bang. And I reckon
every try does get checked by the bunker anyway. So
yeah.
Do you know people that like you got any mates that work in the bunker?
Yeah, I do. I have a few. So there's the doctor. There's like 2 NRL review officials. And then there's like juniors that work like the camera angles. It's pretty cool. I've been in there. Crazy technology.
Like real high intensity, or is it pretty calm in there?
No, pitch black. Like when they're on air, they're on air. The screens, it's intense. It's like that would be, I think they say that the bunker's like more pressure than being on field middle ref. Just because like, it's all eyes on you pretty much.
Everyone it's a pretty high-tech bunker.
Yeah.
So they'd give Israel a run for their money.
Hey, the IDF, mate. You don't want to get in charge of the Mossad. They blow the bunker up.
I was going to say, do you ever have whistle training? Was that a thing?
Whistle training?
No, because like, obviously the whistles they're not cheapies. They're good ones. And
you got to perfect
the...
Yeah, we actually... As a new referee, yes, you do have whistle training. So it's the short whistle, the long whistle, and then a bit of signal practice as well. So I used to line up and, yes, we did have to blow our whistle.
Yeah.
I can just picture like 50 people on a footy field on like every 10 metres. It's like, now blow a forward pass, now blow a knock on.
It was always a massive competition. I still think I had a pretty good whistle. There was some shocking ones, I will say.
I remember in primary school, I had a bit of a pipe dream of becoming a ref as well, like when we were playing footy. And my mate Riley, he knows this young quite well, but it was year 6, and I thought, no, I'll ref it. They need a ref, right? And we had the shitty little like green little whistles, right?
Oh, the plastic
and
ones.
The plastic party bag ones.
Yeah, and I was just giving away penalties because
he just wanted to hear himself blow the whistle.
Yeah, and
mate, where's the NRL when you need it?
Yeah, and I remember I blew a penalty to this guy Trent, and he just lost his shit and he dropped the ball. He just started chasing me around, and he just started like it was a full on punch on. It was all on, and then I think that was my first and last refereeing
a
game.
bit scarred after that one.
Yeah. But what about we'll dive in now to the NRL. So Geordie, you're quite vocal against the refs.
Hang on, and for them, I give as good as I get.
Please explain.
Liv, how about yourself? Do you feel for them, or do you sometimes think, that is a bit of a shit call? Like,
I mean, what I will say is you don't know what it's like until you're in that position, right? Like any other job, everyone stuffs up in their job, and that's the referee's job is to ref as best as they can.
It's been one of the most scrutinised jobs in the country.
Yes, they're going to make mistakes. Like, there's massive pressure. So you could compare it, I guess, to a high-pressure job. And, yes, you're going to make mistakes. Not everyone's going to see them like they do when you're on the field. So
No, I agree 100%. Like I've been in that situation with baseball, like umpiring internationally and doing games with 10,000 people in a stadium. Like it's shit. But I think my thing is, and I think I'm speaking for most rugby league fans here, is you can understand that the odd one's going to get missed. Like it happens, they're human, and I'll always say that. But sometimes you just genuinely question what's going through their mind at a particular time. And there's always going to be one play that sticks out for me, which is semi-final in Melbourne, and it was 2023. It was Roosters Melbourne.
Of course it was Roosters.
No, this is, I'll never forget. I will
Was it
never.
the knock-on?
It was the knock-on
Yeah.
from Harry Grant. I'll never forget
Do you
it.
remember that?
I think I might,
Like,
maybe.
He just, he picked it up, Grant, and he just
Oh,
knocked
yeah,
it.
Literally
no,
in
I
air,
do remember
it
that
was
one.
in his
Yeah,
hands, dropped it.
Yep.
It bounced up to him, and then he picked it up. They marched down the field and score a try.
Yeah.
Things like that as a fan, I can't accept.
No.
And the reason why I can't accept that is,
Yeah.
and look, I will give the NRL credit. They actually dropped Ashley Klein from the grand final.
Yeah.
Adam G got it. Still the best fucking grand final I've ever seen refereed.
What was this one? 20?
23.
Oh, Broncos.
Yeah,
Penrith,
but when
yes.
Adam G just fucking had that stellar game, and then everyone's like, fuck, you're the best, and then all of a sudden disappeared and never got a finals game.
Where is Adam G?
He's still reffing, but apparently Klein's their best. According to the analytics that Abdo and Vlandis have said, that's what the analytics say.
Do you have a favourite ref, Liv? Is someone...
And don't say Casey Badger.
I can't say her.
Nah, just it's an obvious choice.
Oh, okay. His name's Ziggy. He's a touch.
Ziggy
Yeah.
Patamakarga,
Yeah, no, Ziggy's awesome. He's always been in my corner and mentored me through. Yeah, he's so good.
What do you think
Really
of Todd
good guy.
Smith? I'm
Todd
curious.
Smith. I haven't really. I know all of the refs quite well, but Todd Smith, I've never really
Yeah, okay.
spoke to or anything. Just high and by.
I like all these refs is kind of like bit of like a club. Like, is everyone from Sydney?
There's
lot from Brizzy, or is it-
there's quite a few from Queensland. So they're the main two, Queensland and New South Wales. So I think Belinda Sharp, Wyatt Raymond, a couple others are from up there. Then mostly in Sydney, and then there used to be Henry Perenara from
Oh, yeah.
He was a good ref.
New
He used to
Zealand.
play
yeah.
league.
Yeah.
He played for Parramatta, didn't he?
Yeah, he played and then became a ref. But yeah, he's retired now.
He was a good ref, Henry. I
Yeah.
actually enjoyed because he knew the game being a player. He understood what the game
Yeah.
needed. He let it flow.
Yeah, so playing, the two obviously states of footy, Queensland, New South Wales. That's where the refs are from.
Are they all based in New South Wales? Because isn't a lot of the work done out of the high performance at NSWRL?
Yes.
So everyone has to be based out of New South Wales, don't
so
they?
they've all relocated
Yeah,
to New South Wales for that.
Do you know where they live?
Yeah, I know where a few live, yeah.
Presto, stop trying to get addresses.
No addresses. No addresses.
The RMTV podcast is brought to you by The Legal Problem Solver. The team brings over 25 years of experience in wills, probate, estates, conveyancing, property and commercial law. Connect with The Legal Problem Solver on LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram.
Like, spoke about the NRLW game. Obviously, you said, like, you were happy with one and done.
Yep.
Has there ever been a point where you've sat there and, like, you think about that game and you're like, I'd love to go back? Because you were touchy for that game, weren't you?
Yes.
Where you'd sort of go, nah, I want to tick off being middle for an NRLW. Like, was there ever that in your head where you're like, I don't want to give it up yet because I want to achieve this? Or was that just, nah, I'm done?
It definitely was a goal. When I knew I was close to NRLW, that was a goal of mine. That probably would have been a couple of years away, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, just came down to that. So I was happy with just making it for one in any capacity. So
Yeah, okay. So to give everyone an idea as well, because like obviously we see the refs and you'll talk about like, say Tuesday you get your appointments. Everyone looks out for team list Tuesday. You look for where the heck am I driving to Tuesday? Obviously, like you said, the NRL refs are all based in New South Wales. They're working out at the RL head office every week. You're doing like, New South Wales Carp, Jersey Flag. You're not doing it full time. What does your week look like? Especially as you talked about mentoring with Casey and Gavin. Like, what did that look like for you in a normal week?
Yeah, so for me in my squad, so I was one squad before grade squad, which does all the flag and cup competition. So for me, we train Tuesday nights and then we'd be refereeing Saturday and Sunday. Doesn't seem like a lot, but I would also be training additional nights to meet those fitness
Doing your own
standards.
stuff
So
on the
yeah,
side.
everyone was doing their own stuff on other nights, plus work, plus life, you know what I mean? Which was tough. But then the next squad up, they train twice a week. So they train Monday, Wednesday. We all trained at New South Wales as well.
Yeah.
Very lucky for that facility. That was good. But yeah, so they would train Monday, and we'd always have our debrief after the game as well.
Yeah.
So that would be the whole day after our game. We'd be there for about 3 hours at least, clipping our game. Then we'd have our 1 hour debrief with everyone in our game. So this was all like unpaid.
Yeah.
You have to do it sort of thing.
Part of your match payments is you have to do
Yeah,
this.
so that was part of it too, which was like after a whole weekend of driving, reffing, it's Sunday night and now you have to do this was just...
Got a bit exhausting.
Yeah, so exhausting, yeah.
So would they do it
definitely.
like, obviously the NRL squads all get together in one room. So as a ref, would like the whole group from the weekend and say you go through all the Andrew Johns Cups?
Yeah,
or would
yeah.
it be individually like you three were on this game, so
Yeah,
that's
no,
it?
good question. So every game, every team would have their own debrief with the coach, and then we would come to training on Tuesday night, and the first thing was the video session. So they would pick up the themes from the week, whether it was like crusher tackles or something. They would clip the 6 crusher tackles that 3 people got 3 missed, and we'd play the playlist, and everyone would basically share their thoughts. How can we get these right? What are the indicators? How can we make sure this doesn't happen?
Basically, so you can work out what the flavour of the month will be going forward.
Yeah, no, that's it. So there was something different every week in terms of, trends that they've seen, things that players are doing. So, yeah, that's what our training would look like. We'd go into the theatre for about an hour, then we'd go do our fitness, our skills, stretch, and then, that would be our training.
So would you ever do like field work as part of training? And like what would that look at? It was like, making sure you guys are getting 10 properly, or I know that sounds stupid, but
No, good question. So we used to do there's drills, like we used to have touch judge drills, like mini scrimmages where like Preston would be told you do this and that, see if they pick it up.
set up sort of stuff.
Yeah, set up like sort of stuff, pretty much
Milk
like
a penalty.
Yeah,
The old mystery shopper.
yeah, if it was like leg pulls for the week or something, or flops, we'd have a drill on that.
Get Nathan Harmarsh in for that one.
Yeah, if
Thurston.
it was like movement, there's lots of movement stuff. There's actually, we had like really good drills and ways of training. Yeah.
I got a question. Did you ever get knocked out refereeing? You
Knocked
sometimes
out.
see like...
Oh, the Tony Carroll on...
You sometimes,
who was it? I can't remember, but up in Brisbane, the knee.
Sometimes refs have been like knocked out, concussed by players. You ever get hit?
No, I've never been knocked out, but yes, I was refereeing in a grand final, so it was
Very
recorded.
Oh,
At McCready Park in
we
Guildford.
might have to put this into the...
Yeah,
embedded.
actually, you know what we need to find? We need to find the viral video of Jared Hayne as well.
Yeah.
That'll need to go in as well.
We can embed that as well.
Oh, yeah. So I was at Guildford, McCready, and there was a line break. It was under 15s or something. Anyway, there was a big forward coming across and boom, just took me out. I ate dirt.
Flying.
I go to blow my whistle and there's dirt in there. I didn't even blow. I'm blowing this whistle. Nothing was coming out. I was like, oh, fire out. So I had to like stop and give it a shake and
Yeah,
that was
nice.
probably, I don't think, maybe one other time, but yeah.
What are some players like in the men's and the women's that you refed back in your day now? There's some big names in the NRL.
Or NRLW.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a few that I refereed that are in NRLW. Sarah from the Canberra Raiders.
Togatuki? Is it?
Nakatoa.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking different person,
Yeah, Fijian girl. Yeah, she was awesome. Always played against her growing up, and yeah, so respectful. We were really good friends. Then Kezi Apps, Jess Surgis, done them a few times. Few of the Tigers girls, in Harvey Norman's. Yeah.
Any in the men's or
Men's, probably. I think the ones I've done, they're probably in cup at the moment.
right? So
I
they're
don't think
still
any-
in and around.
Yeah.
No one's made that next step yet.
No, don't think so. I beat them to it. Yeah.
Just be like, I'll beat you up here.
Do you think the game of NRL, obviously we're the same age, growing up, watching Origin as a kid was the best. Like there was brawls, fights, even in the games, like a Symbian was so like rare to come across.
Yeah.
The question is, do you think the game's gone soft? Because I heard that out of Jordan's mouth last night at Dragons and Roosters and Luke so many times.
I had valid reason for it though.
Yeah. Do you think like so many Symbians like? what's your
In
thoughts
some
on it?
ways, yes, I do think the game has gone soft. But But yeah, it's all about player safety and entertainment, right? So
Yeah.
Look, and I understand the CTE side of it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think it's actually smart because, like, in the NFL, they're seeing a bunch of lawsuits. But sometimes it seems like it's a cover the arse exercise more than actually put on an entertainment. You know what I mean? That's especially when they go like, what was it? Oh, I can't remember what round it was this year. We had 17 sin bins in one round. But back in 2013, we had like 16 sin bins for the entire year. It's kind of taken, as a fan, it takes the entertainment of a sin bin out. Because you're just like, you get pumped up for it and you're like, oh,
as a kid, like a sin bin,
one.
you're like, your jaw would drop. You're like, oh, what did he or she do?
Yeah.
And now,
yeah, so you have the rule book, which has the black and white rules, and then you have the interpretations. So these interpretations are the things that are grey area and obviously develop over time, I suppose.
How much time do you go? And this is my baseball brain because a lot of things are black. Like in baseball, everything's black and white. There's very rarely any grey. But with those grey areas, did you guys spend time on that, like with Gavin and being like, all right, you know, this guy's saying this, you have to put him in the bin, or this guy's done this, you have to put him in the bin. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. It's like, you've got to do this, or is it just purely on you as an individual?
No, that's the issue, right? Like, there's so many things that come into that. So you would call a high tackle, he would call a high tackle, and half the room would be with you, half would be with you. So that was the case. That's the case like 50% of the time, right? And the whole thing comes down to, what is the game situation like? Is this team getting absolutely flogged and the penalty count's 12-0, or is it actually warranted?
Yeah.
In like, what's happened in the game?
well,
How long's to go? So a lot of thing that we used to talk about was like, how you manage, like game management. How are you managing the game? Does it weigh out? Like stuff like that.
What did you you're a New South Wales Blues fan.
Yeah.
What did you think of Ashley Klein's refereeing in game 2? Do you think it was warranted? Like, it was a very lopsided penalty count, but were they warranted calls?
I think the discipline from the Blues was shocking, honestly. Like, there's no sugarcoating that. So
I'm going to flip that question because I actually agree with you. I've openly said this. I don't think the Blues got penalised for anything they didn't deserve. But were Queensland really that good on the night that it didn't warrant New South Wales getting some more penalties? I think that's what like a lot of fans are saying is, you know, were Queensland that good, or when New South, like, where's that line of, at what point are you actually taking away from the game if you use that ideology of the game situation?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, right, a team's down 20-0, they don't need that high penalty count. But then you look at the end of the game and say it finishes 26-24, it's like, oh, that could have actually made a difference at that point.
yeah, nah. I think there was a few slow ones in there, but
Just a couple.
What's your thoughts on the 6 again? That was introduced, I think, post-COVID, the 6 again? Or
Yeah,
in or around then. Do you like that?
Do you guys know that rule well?
The 6 again?
My understanding, and I haven't looked at it properly, but my understanding was it's to speed up the game to prevent stopping the game for penalties. But for your ruck infringements, your inside 10s, like your offsides, when you're not within your defensive 40. So it's basically stopping that, oh, we're 20 out, stop the game for a penalty.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's correct. So what you said's true. Nailed it. Yeah, I personally don't like it. I just think it's not rugby league, if I'm being honest. Like,
It makes it very fast paced. It gives touch footy vibes.
It does. Like, sometimes teams are having to tackle, 15 tackles in a row.
Do you find, like, as well, that players get the craps when you call a 6 again because there's no like, what did we do wrong there sort of thing? Like, you can go, oh, yeah, 6 again inside 10, but
when you hear that
it's
bell
like,
ring, it's like, oh.
Yeah, there's no, like, upfront of, like, if you blow a penalty, the captain can go, oh, come on, what happened there?
Well,
and
yeah,
talk
the
about
thing with it is whoever's in the tackle's the one that's done the wrong thing, right, most of the time. So usually when I yell it out, they're around me. They know what's happening.
I mean,
sort of
even if you're at the games, you'll hear, like, rock infringement. Like,
Yeah, but, like...
It could mean many things, I get that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it could be they're holding him down. It could be they're ripping at the ball.
But
they're
most
sticking the hand
of
in.
the time, the player that infringed knows exactly what they did. So.
Do you know if it's a 6 again if a player rips off Reece Walsh's mascara? Or is that...
That should have been given the Wally Lewis
That might
medal.
be a bin. I don't know.
Oh, apparently it's a send-off last year. It should have been the Wally Lewis medal.
So you're a big Parramatta fan.
Yes.
Obviously, Jared Hayne was your old crush. Now Scott Sorensen.
Yeah.
How do you like Parra this year?
Next question.
We
Well,
won't talk about
what's
them
been,
losing.
You know, Para, you've never seen him win a comp. Condolences, but what's your favourite memory of Para like?
Of Para?
Just like best
Over
game.
the years?
Yeah, over the years.
Over the years, I would say, in primary school, going to the Para vs Bulldogs Friday night at ANZ back in the day.
Oh.
Those games, there was nothing beating it. Hot chips, crispy Coke.
Yeah.
And how much do you still hate
Yeah.
Melbourne for 09?
Oh. Don't get me started.
Yeah. It's
Had to throw it in there.
That's a tough one since grand finals are hard to come by for us. So yeah,
that would have been a lot harder than when they versed Penrith because they were
I
up
think everyone-
against it before the kickoff against Penrith a few years ago.
And it's kind of like, at least that 09, you probably had a shot at winning, but it makes it worse because that Penrith game probably weren't going to win, but at least you were there.
Do you like where the club's going? Obviously, Gutho's gone. Did you like Gutho? Did you rate him?
I did like Gutho, but he wasn't up there with those strike fullbacks.
Well, now
that other
Iongi,
clubs
he's
have.
So no X factor out of Gutho.
No, not really. I am happy with Yongi. I
Yeah.
really like him. I think he's a good player for us. Yeah.
And what about Dylan Brown? Obviously, he's off to Newcastle. Was he one of you like a player you liked, rated, or you like bye?
I'll miss looking at him.
I was going to say, where's the perv comment coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has been at the club a long time. So, and he's going there for the money. So can't fault that.
Nice beach on Merriweather.
Yeah.
Nice house on Merriweather Beach, I mean.
Yeah.
He'll be up near Benny.
Yeah, Benny and him will be neighbours.
What do you think about like the coach? Obviously, a lot of para questions now, but obviously, you know.
Yeah, I feel like he hasn't said the truth yet.
What's the truth?
Well, he's just always very nice and
You
calm
think he's
and-
like trying to cover up
I
what he
don't know.
really
It feels
thinks?
like that. Yeah.
He's very timid. he
They'll
holds
play
back.
like a shit game of footy, and he'll be like, "The boys put in a lot of effort."
Do you reckon he's maybe like trying to still gain the trust of the players and that's why he's doing it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. He came in when we were at rock bottom, right? So,
Yeah, you won't get much lower.
and now, we're pretty much back to where we started. But hey, I don't know. Don't know what's going on.
No Moses, though.
I
That's
think
the
they'll.
problem.
I think they'll. Well, top 8 next year, I reckon. They've had glimpses of like even today against Penrith.
Genuinely, a full season of Moses is all they need. How long's it been
That
since they had
and
Moses
an
for
80-minute
footies?
performance each week because
Actually, I got to ask your
Yeah.
thoughts on this. Regan Campbell-Gillard leaving the club,
Yeah.
being told by the club to go. Do you think that was a good decision or a bad decision?
bad.
Okay. It's a genuine question I asked Para fans because I thought it was absolutely fucking dumb.
He was playing some of his best footy.
He
in
won
these
Player of
recent
the
years.
Year, didn't he, last year?
Well, even 2 years ago, Bryce Cartwright had a great year. He's
Yeah.
not playing at the club anymore.
Sean Lane, he's just
Sean
gone.
Lane's
Yeah.
gone. Ryan Madison's playing
So-
reserve grade for 600K.
Obviously, Riles, he's going to get his way. He's going to do his things now. Do you think he kicks himself, Riles, that he didn't get Lockie Galvin and the Dogs got him?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Galvin?
I personally think Isaac Moses should have done his magic, but yeah.
Or do you reckon that's just Isaac Moses going like, no, I've got enough of a stranglehold there. I don't need to
Yeah.
add any more.
Yeah, well, at the same time, like Bulldogs, he's been doing well there, hasn't he? So,
I mean, look, Dogs finally got a win and he wasn't playing. So
yeah,
I think they're thinking long term.
I'll still
obviously.
fight that they deserve that win anyway. But
yeah.
All right. Last question. What was your favourite ever ground to ref at?
Favorite ever ground?
there's a lot to choose from here.
That's a tough one.
Suburban, or do you like the big bright lights of the stadiums?
So I've refed at like all stadiums where NRL's played. Probably Combank.
Combank?
Combank's probably probably the best. Like the facilities.
Is it the
there.
Para as well? The
Yeah,
Para in you?
yeah, close to home. Para. Yeah, that was always a good vibe.
Better than
You could always hear the crowd there as well.
Yeah.
Better than Pertec.
do you miss
I
Pertec?
do miss Pertec.
Yeah.
Nothing beats
The old days.
nothing beats a full stadium, right?
I'm going to jump on with the one last question because you made me think of something,
Yeah,
Presto. We done this last week about the rule changes. Ex-referee, now you're just a fan. If there was one rule you could change in the NRL currently, what would it be and why?
That's
Put under
tough.
pressure.
Yeah.
I've intentionally done this because I just, from a referee's point of view, like surely there's rules you don't like that you wish you could change.
I'd probably say, just from my own feelings towards it, the 6 again. Just scrap it.
Yeah. Go back to the 2 ref system as
Yeah,
well while we're at it. Why not?
That's probably, just my opinion. I don't like it.
No, I
It feels
agree.
a bit like NFL when they have like 15 tackles, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
It'd be like union.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Unlimited
Yeah.
phases. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Liv. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much for coming on to the RMTV podcast.
No worries.
And maybe in a few years we might see you playing in the NRLW.
Yeah, who knows?
She might get
make
that
a
itch.
comeback. Yeah, that's it.